Hi guys, I'm Amy. I felt guided to come on and do a soul tribe reading. So Spirit, please show me what it is that my soul tribe and I need to see and hear today. What do we need to see and hear, Spirit? Anything else? Okay, thank you. So we have the Four of Swords here. Okay, fine. Four of Swords. Okay, Four of Swords is a gentle yet persistent call to engage in a deep and thorough mental rest. You might turn off your phone, put up a vacation reminder, and take time for yourself. Or you might feel inclined to be more social and less introverted in these seasons. Whatever you need, Four of Swords encourages us to take the space for it without apology, to clear our mental slate and to open to fresher energies. I love that for us. Beautiful. And I need to get a drink of water. Okay, this is my 8th reading in a row. So, my throat tends to get dry from all the talking. Okay, but that was the Four of Swords energy, and I love that. Right there. Next, we have the Five of Swords. Okay. So, the Five of Swords often shows up when there's some part of us that believes that we fucked up, should have done things differently, or ought to have made different choices. While valid in feeling and experience, these stories are often not true. It is wise and helpful to allow the story to pass without buying into this mental story. Once it has, we can usually see things in a much clearer light. Okay, so it's seeming like you have to take a step back for a moment, and I do as well, to reassess the situation. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles coming out. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Here we've got the pages. Page of Pentacles is a prayerful, soulful energy. When we receive this card, we are invited to reconnect with the practices that nurture and sustain us in a more intentional way. This card is humble, open, with ego lovingly placed in the back seat of our soul's car. It can help us check in with our own inner compass and or with our spirit helpers. What would you have me know? Where would you have me go? When we receive this energy, it can be healing and fortifying to lean into it, asking for guidance, direction, and clarity along the way. Okay, so if you're feeling like you need guidance, ask your spirit guides, our spirit guides will always send us signs and synchronicities to let us know when we're on the right path or when we're messing up. And I'm sorry if that was making noise with the microphone. It keeps turning in the opposite direction. I'm trying to make it point towards me to make sure you can hear me well enough. Okay, we've got the Page of Swords next. Page of Swords after the Page of Pentacles. Page of Swords is a magnificent resource for anyone who feels like they don't know enough yet, are too green, or are intimidated by the next big steps they want to take in their life. You have so much more to offer than you believe. Gather your courage and go for it. And see, for me, I feel like this going for the tarot reading is me going for it. And well, I mean, I do it every single day, multiple videos every single day. I don't know how much more I could possibly do to help this, but we do have the Five of Cups next. Let's see what it says for Five of Cups. Okay, Five of Cups shows up in moments when we are processing the loss, completion, or perceived ending of something, our three spilled cups. It is a fierce protector of our grief, reminding us that we have permission to take our time and be with these cups for however long we need. Within the tapestry of this card is a reminder that things will not stay this way forever. The two full cups are just outside this cave and will be there whenever we're ready to turn toward them. There is no rush. And for me, I feel like this, my three spilled cups, is the move I just made. You know, I got into it with my daughter-in-law. I know one should never step into someone else's relationship problems. However, a mother can only take hearing someone control their child so many times before they finally break and say something. And that is what happened, and that is why I'm no longer living there. I finally stood up for my son, well, for anyone in general, because nobody has the right to tell someone else how to live or what they can or cannot do. And what really got me with my situation was my son was being told he couldn't eat. My son worked 70 hours a week to pay for the food in the house. He damn sure can eat. And I stated as much. And so I'm no longer there, but that is my three spilled cups, my son, my granddaughter, and my daughter-in-law. Because now the relationship with them is wrecked, but it is what it is. I stood my ground. Next we have the star. Okay, a deeply transformative healing energy like cooling rain after a fiery scorch. The star is a hopeful promise that we will recover from whatever we are moving through and that our life matters immensely. We can go gently through this process knowing we are not alone. I absolutely love this, and this is like Spirit telling you that Spirit is there for you, Spirit is there for me. And next we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. This will be my final reading. This is my soul tribe reading. So my Five of Cups, my three spilled cups are AJ, Ayla, and Eliana. So I did just give a quick story on that since it's my soul tribe. Okay, my niece entered the room, so that is who I'm talking to, and she's also part of my soul tribe. So perhaps you're also part of her soul tribe as well. Okay, Six of Cups, an open, renewed, overflowing heart, longing to express itself and love so deeply. Six of Cups is an invitation to share our feelings and connect in intimacy with the beloved, letting them see us and allowing ourselves to see them in turn. Let them know what's in and on your heart. Okay, well, I'm 100% single and I'm not talking to anyone at all. So I'm not sure what that's about for me, but, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I have an open heart, though. I really do. Next, we have the Two of Swords, and look at the two owls there. I definitely notice owls might be a sign for you. I know they're a sign for me. I have been seeing owls quite a bit. Okay, here we go. Two of Swords. Over the last couple years, I've really, really, really seen a lot of owls. Okay, Two of Swords is an invitation to drop into our center and come back home to our wise inner knowing. This card might look like acts of mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing, and or other supportive act or self-tending. You might need to move a little further away from certain people to get closer to your own deep truth or root into your own sacred boundaries and take unapologetic space for yourself. Oh my God. This is like matching what I just said happened. So like I've moved away from that. I have done it. Yes, I have. I've moved away from that. Next we have Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. So let's find the Ace. Ace of Pentacles represents a big vision and dream for ourselves, our future, and the world. It also reminds us that seeds sprout and bloom on their own time. How can we trust in the timing of these seeds germinating and growing into the lush garden that we're envisioning? And I feel like you do that by focusing on other things instead of staying focused on that seed that you planted. You have to go focus on other things. Leave it to rest in order to give it a chance to grow. Okay, next we do have the Five of Wands. Okay. Five of Wands tends to show up in messy middle of a big creative process, which can feel frustrating and uncomfortable. Stay the course. The mess is not permanent. Things will smooth out and start coming together soon. And I feel like this is, again, about I'm resonating hard with this reading. I hope that whoever watches this, that you are resonating as well. But for me, this is very personal. This is hitting a lot right now. Next, we do have the Eight of Wands. Okay, the Eight of Wands. When Eight of Wands shows up in a reading, it is a signal that something is in motion and already on its way to us. How might we trust in the process and keep ourselves open and available to receive what's coming? And that's by letting go of what no longer serves us. That's how we do that. And then we are ending this part of the reading with death. Okay, and death is just the ending of a situation. Okay, death ruled by Scorpio. And I don't know why I was called to say that, but I didn't say what any of the other ones were ruled by. Okay, but I was called to, and I definitely noticed the butterflies on there. Transformation. We have outgrown some aspect of our lives, whether internally or externally, and it is ready to be laid on the proverbial compost pile. Whatever we are releasing will become supportive fertilizer for all the new things that are ready to grow in our lives. A gentle and sacred reminder that nothing truly ever dies. From an energetic perspective, it only changes form. Okay, and if you have studied science at all, quantum physics at all, you know that that is so true. So very, and I have studied it. Okay, next I'm going to pull from the Healing Waters. Spirit, so what is it my spirit tribe and I need to hear today with our healing? What is it we need to hear today, Spirit? Thank you. Okay, so Ride the Waves came out. Life lessons and growth. You will get through this. This also feels extremely fitting for this reading today. Ride the Waves. I'm missing my card by accident. Okay, Ride the Waves. Okay, life lessons and growth. You will get through this. You're most definitely living right now. And while you may be experiencing challenges in your life, they're shaping you into who you'll be someday soon. Just as strong winds that blow consistently over the ocean transfer energy to water to generate waves, the same happens when we feel the pressures of life knocking on our door. Life's pressures and challenges invite us to transform in the process. They can cause calm seas to gain momentum and waves to form. While at the time it can feel overwhelming, our true character is born through these usually unexpected changes that life delivers. Our experiences shape us. The most compassionate people in the world are the ones who know the real depths of life. The ones who have the capacity to understand us are those who have been through their own choppy waves. The ones who are able to hold us when we feel most out of our depth are those who have been through it themselves. Be like the surfer, and instead of reacting to the waves or seeing them as things to be avoided, choose to respond. And when possible, see if you can find a way to ride those waves all the way to the shore. There may be times when you fall off your board, but you'll meet fellow surfers who are riding their own waves back to themselves. Soul inquiry. How can you respond to the waves of your life instead of reacting to them? How can you let the transformation happen? And that is something I'm definitely going to have to reflect on. Okay, now I'm going to pull a bird card for us. So, Spirit, what bird message do my spirit tribe and I need to hear today. What is it we need? Okay, thank you, Spirit. I am not reading all of them. You know better than that, Spirit. Okay, we have the thrush. Voice, commitment, cleverness. So let me find thrush in the book. Oh, quit turning on. Okay. Voice, commitment, cleverness. The thrush's drab coloring belies its beautiful song. The phrase be heard and not seen could be applied to the thrush. There are times when what you have to say is more important than having your presence noticed. The thrush can remind you to focus on your words and your message. A monogamous bird, the thrush is a symbol of commitment. It can be seen as a symbol of cleverness. Its cunning is featured in Oneida mythology, and I definitely am resonating with this thrush. Yes, I am. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to pull a message from a passed on loved one for us. So, Spirit, what is it that our passed on loved one needs to tell us at this time? Okay, so 2 ended up coming out. First we have, we are so connected. Okay, so let me read for we are so connected. I've been able to review my life here in heaven, and I've seen how perfectly everything we do is woven together. There are no accidents or wrong turns. Everything makes sense now. I wanted to give you the exciting news that in my life review, I saw that you and I have a strong soul connection through many lifetimes. We've been each other's teachers, sometimes in unpleasant ways, several times. In this lifetime, we were magnetically drawn together because we had mutual work to do for ourselves personally and for others. And now that I'm here, our connection remains strong. Just like when I was living in my body, our thoughts are in sync with one another. We often think of each other simultaneously. So think of me and know that I'm doing the same, always with love. Okay, and then we have I am just a thought away. I am just a thought away. Please don't think of me as gone because I'm not. I'm right here. Please don't think of heaven as up in the sky because it's not. It's right here. Yes, I am happily busy with learning and helping, but I'm also happily willing to be right by your side the moment that you need me. All of our former communication barriers have been lifted, and I now understand and hear you perfectly. I hear your thoughts, and please don't worry, I don't judge them or you. My heart is now completely open to compassion, and I understand and love you like I never could before. That's why I'm with you the moment you think of me. Absolutely beautiful message there. Okay, I'm going to leave this reading here. I thank you for joining me. Have a great day.